Hey guys, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be using the Dominique Cosmetics Rustic Glam palette, and we're going to be doing an eye tutorial with it. This is my third time using the palette. I've used it once before by itself and also once paired with a mini Natasha Denona palette. Very excited to get into this today. Also, I'm very sorry if you hear people mowing their lawn in the background or music, specifically Piano Man, because my neighbor is choosing at 5 p.m. to mow his grass while playing Piano Man. Anyways, let's get into this. All right, I got a different headband on today. My other one's being washed, so today we have a nice acrylic one on that kind of is way too tight on my head, but you know, it's fine. Also, I just got done with a meeting, so I have the base of my face done, and then I took off my eye makeup so that I could show it to you guys. So I'm gonna use this Tony Moly hydrating stick because my eyes feel really dry right now. And we'll also use the Milani eye primer. Alright guys, so let's look at this palette. Look how beautiful it is. Like I said, I have used this before, but it's just so pretty. Let me go ahead and swatch real quick. I always forget to mention, but I do timestamp everything in the description box below, so if you don't want to see swatches, look at the description box for your timestamp. Alright guys, so we got the swatches. Let's go ahead in order. So I'm actually going to go backwards to tell you the swatches. First down here we have Gypsy, Moonchild, which looks almost like a glitter, Wonderlust, Desert Queen, Bohemian, Suede, Wildflower, Dreamcatcher, Cactus, Free Spirit, which is really, really light, Evil Eye, and Fringe. Those are all of the swatches. Here are the two lighter ones. They're very hard to see. All right, so now let's get into the actual look. Let's go with Wildflower because I know I want to dive into the blues. So I'm using my little SL Miss Glam brush. You guys, if you watch any of my other tutorials, you already know probably the exact brushes I'm going to use unless I get a new one from Ipsy or I buy an e.l.f. one. I love this shadow. It's very, very pigmented and it is nice and pink. There is quite a bit of kick up in the pan, but as long as you tap the brush out, you shouldn't have any fallout. Okay, so we got the pink in the crease. I think next what we're going to do is go into Evil Eye, which is the dark matte blue shade because that shade just particularly speaks to me, and I'm using that firmer brush, which is just a slightly smaller crease brush. So I actually got this palette before I even had this brush, and the first time I made a look with this palette, I didn't have it, and I just used that SL Miss Glam brush. So I just want to let you guys know, just so you know that you don't necessarily need a tapered crease brush for what I'm doing. Does it make it easier? Sure. But you don't need it. I always say you basically need two brushes. You need a crease brush and you need a packer brush like this, and you can make just about any eye look work. And I just want to pull this in a little bit and just lightly fade it out so you can see a little bit more of the blue. I have a more hooded eye, so it's important that I make sure I bring some of the colors up just a tad more than other people might. Okay guys, so here's how it's looking right now. This one's a little bit more intense for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm actually gonna go back into the pink with this firmer brush just to add a little bit more pink back in, because right now the blue is almost overpowering it, I would say. So taking that same firmer brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit more of it right here towards the inner portion of the crease. And this is just to add some more of the pink back into it because I want the pink to definitely stand out. I think pink and blue are an underrated color combination. I think they look fabulous together and you can't tell me otherwise. I went to school for it. Here are the eyes right now. Very cotton candy-esque vibes in my opinion, but I like it. All right, next we're gonna pick up this little Complex Culture brush, and I think we're gonna go into a Dreamcatcher, which is the shimmery blue shade. This is gonna go on most of our lid. So let's just take this and start sweeping it on in the inner corner, starting out the inner portion of the lid and just sweeping it into our eyelid. I'm gonna leave a little bit of a blank space because I'm gonna put a different color there after we lay this on. And what I like to do with colors like these is really sweep it on and then press it on. Next, what I think I'm gonna do is go into Bohemian down here, and that's what's gonna go at the center of the lid. And I'm just pressing it on my eye. I just want to have kind of the full effect of Bohemian and then sort of blend it into other colors on my eye. I like how shimmery this shade is. I think it's a very Very pretty shade. We're gonna go into Moonchild, which is the dark navy glitter shade. And I'm just dabbing very, very lightly because we're gonna blend this in. It's gonna look a bit intense, but just trust me. Okay, so you see that? I'm blending it up. And again, I'm making it pretty defined and blending it out like that. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is take the SL Miss Glam brush and I'm just going to start blending in a circular motion. And I'm just trying to blend out the Moonchild shade. Most of the time I go into these eye looks having absolutely no idea what I'm doing. This is also the case, but I'm always confident it's gonna work out. Confidence is key. Okay, so real quick, I had just put a little bit of concealer on before we get into doing the under portion. What I'm gonna do is actually take a little bit of Moonchild again, and I'm gonna drag that down underneath my eye a little bit just to even out the heaviness that that shade has. So I'm gonna take that little Bow Goss brush and I'm just going to do it up here a little bit, and then I'm going to just put it only on the outer edge. And I'm gonna take this Complex Culture brush, and what I'm gonna do is just blend that so that it's not too harsh of a line. Okay, and then we're gonna take that firmer brush and we're gonna go in Evil Eye one more time just to lighten up a little bit. And I'm just going to take this and just put it up only on the outer portion. All right, so this will be the top portion for now. So I think I'm gonna go into Desert Queen, which is orange, with this little Bow Goss brush again. And I'm just going to put this kind of at the center. And again, this is really to just lighten up. And then I'm just gonna blend Moonchild and Desert Queen together where they collide. I'm gonna take Evil Eye on the Complex Culture brush, and it's gonna go underneath, kind of around where these two blend together. Then I'm gonna go into Free Spirit, which is the white shade, and this is what I'm gonna use kind of to clean up a little bit. This is very close matching to my skin tone. Use this around the edges to kind of blur them a little bit so they're a little less harsh. I think real quick what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this SL Miss Glam brush and I'm gonna take Gypsy and I'm gonna put that in the center between the pink and the dark blue shade, so in between Moonchild and Wildflower, to transition them. And then since I have some sparkle already there, I'm putting it up a little bit so it doesn't look too out of place. And again, just trying to transition it because naturally these make a purple shade anyways. It almost looks natural, like it's there because it's there, not that I'm necessarily putting another shade on my lid. Now we're gonna take that Bow Goss brush one more time and I'm gonna go into Wanderlust. I'm gonna attempt to use this as an inner corner highlight, otherwise I'll just use one of my highlighters if it's not light enough. Okay guys, so this is what the look looks like right now. It is super colorful, super intense. I actually really like it. It might be a lot for some people, but I think it looks pretty cool. I think what I'm going to do next is maybe look and see if I have a highlighter just to brighten underneath the brow bone a tiny bit more, and I'm gonna put some mascara and some eyeliner on, and then we're gonna be back with final thoughts. All right guys, I'm back and here is the final look. So here are the final eyes. I didn't add any highlighter or anything, so let's look at that. That is the top of the eyelid. Here is the underneath portion. I am really happy with the eye look. I think it looks really good. It is very intense, like I said, so I know this isn't gonna be a look for everyone, but I think it turned out all right. So my final thoughts with the palette is I really like this palette. I think this palette is just so beautiful. I love the blues in it. They're very pretty. All the shadows are very pigmented, very blendable. I would definitely say go light-handed, especially with the Moonchild shade. It's very dark and kind of intense. I think I used it one other time, but it was with the Natasha Denona palette. It didn't seem quite as intense with that one, but it is very intense. Keep that in mind. I didn't really have too much fallout. I'm pretty happy with the final look. I think it came together very well. Let me know, guys, what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Let me know if you have tried this palette, if you've picked it up, if you're planning on picking it up. I would love to hear about it. Before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe subscribe to my channel if you are into beauty related content. That is all for today, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good one.